Hello, my Pookies, and welcome to the first episode of... So I finally gave in to the people's pleas, and played Something Evil Will Happen. At first glance, I thought it was gonna be some kind of fighting game. You know, button mash, throw hands, win glory. But nope. What I got was basically natural disasters, mysterious, hot younger brother. The one your parents warn you about, but you still sneak out at midnight to meet anyway. And sneak out I did. I took my beautiful behind and loaded into the game. Waited for the round to start. First round pops up and it just says, Crusher. That's it. One single, ominous word. I'm sitting there like, okay? What does that even mean? Before I can blink, I look up.
And there is a giant block descending from the heavens like a knockoff hydraulic press sent by the gods themselves.
Naturally, I did what any logical, survival-driven player would do. I ran straight to the highest point of the map, which in hindsight just made me a bigger, shinier target. Like putting a neon, please, smite me sign over my head. Don't know what I was thinking, but okay. I found a cool little fella up there, tried to vibe with them, maybe even form a disaster survival alliance. And then, I watched them get obliterated right in front of me. Crushed flat, instant pancake. If this were an anime, that would have been my tragic backstory right there. Cue the black and white flashback filter. Before I got turned into a limited edition Kira pancake myself. That was surely a good start. I looked around the map once again and ran into this little fella right here. He's such a cutie patootie. Anyways, next round. Next round starts and this time it says wildfire. Finally, that's something I can actually wrap my head around. Fire. Burning. Bad. Cool, I get it. But where does yours truly spawn? Oh, just in the worst possible location known to mankind. A fucking tree.
House.
Like, who designed this map? At that point, I had two choices. 1. Stay in my wooden death trap and accept the sweet embrace of Roblox cremation. 2. Jump down and pray to the blocky gods that my ankles hold up. I, stupidly, chose the second option. So I yeeted myself down before the fire could hug the treehouse. OH, and of course got third-degree burns on the way out. Beautiful. But all is fine and dandy because I managed to escape and immediately chugged some Bloxy Cola to cool my fiery ass literally down. Then I climbed back up to the highest point in the map. This time I was being logical. You know, higher ground, less fire. And guess who I ran into? The same cool fella from before. My pancake partner in crime reincarnated, and we vibed. You know what this reminds me of? Anyways, I survived my first round. Third round wasn't all that important. You know, if you ignore the fucking giant rusty block rotating over all living beings. Yeah, that thing. Just casually hovering above us like some rejected Minecraft boss. But honestly, this round felt easy. I did the logical thing. Ran. Climbed to the highest point of the map, and hid like the cowardly champion I am. Surely the block can't reach me up here, right? Right? Wrong. Because apparently, the block...
jumps.
Yes, my friends. The block defies the laws of physics, reason, and common decency. It leaps into the air like it just signed up for Olympic gymnastics. One moment I'm laughing from above, the next moment I'm dodging a skyscraper-sized piece of tetanus trying to land on my head. But hey, miraculously I survived. Sure, we lost a few brave souls along the way. RIP, my blocky brethren. But all is well. While I waited around for the next round, I decided to wander around the lobby. Stretch the blocky legs, you know? And that's when I found him. A lone warrior. A man of culture. Standing silently holding up a sign that read, "Looking for work. Me too, bro. Me too." Next round, acid rain. And of course, the devs must hate to see me coming, because where do I spawn? Smack dab in the middle of the wide open. No cover, no shelter. Just me in the sky actively trying to dissolve me like a science experiment gone wrong. No probs. I sprint into the nearest house thinking, ha! Outsmarted the rain. Except, nope. The acid is literally leaking through the roof. I'm sitting there like, bro, is this a house or a strainer? But alas, I did what any respectable survivor would do. I sat my pretty behind on the couch, crossed my legs, and waited. And as the roof melted, as the walls crumbled, I vibed. I sang California Girls at the top of my lungs, waiting for someone, anyone, to join me in this glorious melting karaoke session. Because if you're gonna die, might as well die iconic. Oh, and I made a friend. I began looking for my friend and... Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, I found them. Oh? What's this? That was the single greatest online interaction I've ever had with another human being on the internet. But fate is cruel, and our moment was cut short because the next round started. It was called Excalibur, but I didn't care. I had a mission, find my friend and continue the dance. I spawn in on a moving train, the ground rattling beneath me. Adjacent to mine is another train, speeding in sync. I climb to the top, gripping the surface with sheer willpower as the wind tries to throw me off. Planks connect the trains like fragile bridges, and I carefully navigate across, stumbling once, nearly falling, but rising again. And then, There they were, my friend, my dance partner. They held some kind of glowing sword, but they put it away, because it didn't matter. None of it mattered. We stood together on a plank between two roaring trains with certain death beneath us and the wind whipping around us, and we danced. That was an Oscar-worthy performance there, my friends. A cinematic masterpiece Roblox has never seen before. Next up, it's raining cats and dogs. Literally. Not much damage was done this round. You know, if you put aside the collapsing stores crumbling all around me like expired Jenga towers. But honestly, I didn't care. None of that mattered. Because all I wanted, my singular goal, was to catch one of the damn cats. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am in fact a crazy cat lady in spirit. While everyone else was screaming, running, and trying not to get crushed under collapsing structures, I was out here like, "Come here, Mr. Whiskers, let me love you." Of course, none of them cooperated. Every single cat slipped right through my arms like I was trying to hug depression. Next round starts, and honestly, at this point we're just messing around, vibing, having fun. Until some dude who I can only assume is a hacker rolls in and tries to give me the backshots premium. Literally. Like, "Excuse me? Sir? This is a Roblox server, not OnlyFans." Naturally, I told him to stop, multiple times. And instead of respecting basic human decency, this man had the audacity to mock me, straight up taunting me. So, I did the only thing I could do, reported him, which, let's be honest, probably went straight into the Roblox abyss. You know, that void where all reports go to die. But I gave him another chance. I asked him again to stop, and he apologized. For a split second, I thought maybe he meant it. But no. The man immediately repeated his actions. So yeah, frick you, bro. God, I hate having a female avatar. Anyways, thanks to this embarrassing moment that I've now shared with the internet, so you all can clown me instead of the actual creep I think it's time for.
Roblox safety tips with Kira.
Tip number 1. If someone in Roblox comes up behind you and starts acting weird, run. Don't even ask questions. Just channel your inner Olympic sprinter and leave. Tip number 2. The report button exists. Does it do anything? Probably not. But hey, at least you feel morally superior when you click it. Tip number 3. Never, and I mean never, trust an apology that comes after backshots premium. That's not an apology, that's a red flag dressed up as a sorry. And finally, tip number 4. If all else fails, switch servers. There are thousands of games out there. Don't let a blocky creep ruin your fun.
This message was brought to you by Bloxy Cola, because nothing says safety like carbonated sugar water that doesn't heal emotional damage.
That concludes this week's episode of Roblox Safety Tips with Kira. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. On the surface, Something Evil Will Happen is just another disaster survival game. But in practice, it's chaos incarnate. It's unpredictable, messy, and half the time it feels like the devs are personally targeting me with their code. The disasters themselves, 10 out of 10 creativity. One round you're dodging rusty ceiling fans of death, the next you're getting concussed by falling tabby cats. Truly a roller coaster I'd willingly get on again gameplay, a solid 8 out of 10. Sometimes the spawn points feel like a personal vendetta against me. Shout out to Treehouse Wildfire. But isn't that part of the charm? Community? A shaky 6 out of 10. On one hand, you meet cool dance partners who stand on train planks with you like it's the Titanic. On the other hand, you also meet Backshots Premium Guy. It balances out, I guess. Replayability? 11th of October, because no matter how many times you get pancaked, drowned, or burned alive, you always want to queue for just one more round. So, final score, 9 out of 10. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. But only if you're ready to laugh, cry, and possibly get bullied by the sky.
If you've reached this far, I hope you've enjoyed watching my video as much as I've enjoyed making it. Please take care of yourself and your safety online, and have a good rest of your day. Kira out.